Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're covering the pond dam. Pup, we had 80 degrees yesterday and then we got a bunch of rain last night and it really cooled off. Now recently we did get grass seed spread around the outside of the pond dam and that just got all rained in, so hopefully that's going to start germinating here soon. But we also need to cover up the inside of the pond dam, and the pond is full now. And I really want to get Mumbles and the ducks out to the pond again, but I can't put them in the water because they're going to start dabbling into the pond dam, digging holes into it with their beaks. So before we let the birds out, we need to get that covered. And since it was nicer yesterday, we made it as far as we could, but there's still some more things we need to tighten up today. Pup, and it looks like we're going to get some more rain today. But I'm going to throw you back, get you all caught up with everything my dad and I got done yesterday. And then we'll go out there and talk about what we did and finish a few things up. Hey ducks. Already way out in the pasture. Good. Pup. Now we did get over a ½ an inch of rain last night, so the field out here is still holding water. But thankfully, so is the pond, and we are completely filled up. And it's actually looking really good out here with these tarps going around the bank. Now I was originally planning landscape fabric to go all around this bank like normal, and then we'd just cover it up with riprap rock. But this was an in-house project and we had to do it quickly. We only had the machines for one weekend. So some of these banks coming off the dam are a little bit steeper than I would originally wanted. And since we have this steep edge, it was going to be hard to get the landscape fabric to stay. If I got it all in place before the water came up, I might have been able to staple that lower half and get it to attach to the dirt. But I think with the water up now, I'm not going to be able to staple into mud. So I did some thinking about it and I decided to go with some tarps that have grommets in them. These are 6 by 20 foot tarps, so they're going to go down just below water level. And then as you can see, the top half comes right up to where we have the grass seed, and this is all going to get covered with rocks. But to hold it in place for now, we did have to put some anchor pins in. So we made some L-shaped pins out of some rebar, and we have those stapled in on all the ends of the tarps and one in the middle. So the rebar anchors are holding the top side, and then for the bottom side, since we have the grommets on there, and I need it to sink down below the water line, I don't want that just floating in the water. I picked up some bricks from my brother's house, and these are the bricks that his house is actually built with. And whenever he tore down the attached garage, we still had a lot of bricks left over, and he buried them in his driveway. And there was still a good bit of them poking out of the driveway, so I went through there and I picked up a lot of these bricks that already have holes in them. So these bricks kind of worked out perfect that already had holes in them. Some of them are filled with mortar, but if you look, there's still enough area you can get a zip tie through. So I got a bunch of free weights here. And as you saw while we were installing these tarps, we did tie the bricks with zip ties to the bottom grommets and then toss them in so they sink below the water level. This is just an unproven plan in my imagination, but it seems to be working so far. We can't always do things by the book, so sometimes we got to get creative. Now, as you can see here on the dam, the wind was blowing, so we got a lot of the hay blown off the top edge. I did try and go through here and get some of this hay tossed back on the top, but it keeps blowing off. But I think these tarps are looking good. We need to get some more landscaping staples in here to tighten some seams up, like right here. We don't want the wind getting up under here, so we're going to put some 6-inch landscaping staples in here to seam that. I have a heavy handful of 6-inch staples, and then I have a few more 12-inch staples. So I think I'm going to put the 12-inch staples along the top here to keep the wind from getting up under. Maybe use some 6-inch staples if I run out, but I also want to use the 6-inch for the inside to get the seams put together. Because for right now, it's all holding in place, but if we get some high winds, I don't want to have to come out here and refix anything. But look at this spillway. We are filling up here. I put all these rocks over here, and now we're actually getting a higher water level. Looks like we came up a couple inches. We're almost at the 8.5 line. And water is running out of here. That is quite the little stream there running down to the collection pond. Now we don't want erosion, so I am trying to slow down this spillway as much as possible. I put some big rocks in here, even filled it in with some gravel, and that is slowing down the front. And then we have a nice slow bay here to some piles of hay and some more gravel, and then it just keeps cutting through. I could put some more hay here and it'll just back it up, and then it'll just cut around the corner. I'll put more hay there, it'll just back it up, and it'll just keep cutting until it makes it all the way down. And that is why I don't want to use this spillway all the time. I don't want this water just flowing across the top. We need to get an overflow put through the dam going underground to the collection pond. But it's kind of a catch-22 because we need dry ground to even put that in. But I do think we got a good level here in the pond. So whenever we do put the overflow through, it's going to have to cut through the dam right about here in line with the collection pond. But like I said, we have to have dry ground out here because we're going to have to get a big machine out to punch a hole through the dam. So that's probably going to be a summer project. Today I just want to get these tarps tightened up. And once we have all these tarps in place, I am going to cover them up with stone. We are going to be putting rocks over the tarps here, but since we have a steep shelf, we're going to have to put a log down on that shelf to catch the rocks. If I just dump rocks on this tarp right now, they're just going to roll off down into the water. We need to put a log down there on that shelf as a catch. So whenever we dump the rocks off, they can hit that log and not go down into the center of the pond. They'll actually start stacking up and coming up the hill. And I'm not sure yet how many tons of riprap we're going to need. But it does feel good to get these tarps in place. So I'm going to go around today and get it all tightened up with the landscape staples. And we'll be that much closer to getting the ducks out to the pond. I don't know if I want to let them out just yet because we got to get this grass seed to start growing on the outside. And I don't want them messing all that up. But it kind of cooled off today, so maybe this week we can get the grass to germinate. And then it won't be long before the ducks hit the water. And this is definitely a proprietary method I have not seen used before. Pop, go. What do you think, pup? I think it's looking pretty good here. We got it tightened up as good as I can get it right now. I used all the staples that I had, but I think it's pinned down here pretty well. I don't think the wind's gonna get under it. So this is the method we're going with on the dam here, and I think it's working pretty well. Once we get the logs down and the rocks in place, this shouldn't go anywhere. I don't know how I'm gonna do the rest of these banks here yet. I might end up doing turf around the island bank, and maybe even some turf around this bank too, because it is pretty steep on this edge. We don't really have a shelf we can set the rock on. But the low side here where we have the dam was the most important to get covered up first. And the spillway is still running strong. I don't think I'm gonna get the ducks out here quite yet. We still need the grass seed to start growing. And we're still trying to keep the jumbos separated so Dabbles doesn't get with Dee Dee. Pup. So we have a little bit longer out here at the pond to get some work done before the ducks join us. They are out there running the field for forage though. They're loving all the extra space we gave them. Where's Mumbles? There she is. I see you, girl. But it is going to be awesome once we can get the ducks out here. I tried to throw some of that hay back up on top of the dam here, but the wind is just blowing it right off. I just can't keep it on the top. But we'll try and keep that grass seed moist. It's supposed to be pretty wet here for the next couple days. Oh, the geyser. Gorgeous. But it is Easter Sunday, so I think that's all we're getting done today. Pup. The spillway is washing out here down to the collection pond. And the collection pond is full, just running out. Pup. Yeah, I put a little fence up there. You're not supposed to go that way. We'll definitely have to get some more rocks around this to hold everything in place, but it's doing its job. Definitely keeping the bald cypress watered. But alright guys, that's going to be all for this one. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. Good boy.